Hi, everybody. This is Missy Juanica, Executive Director of Teach for America, New Mexico. I am here with my longtime friend and Teach for America, New Mexico alumni and former staff, Alan Brauer. And I'm excited to be meeting with Alan because he recently got elected to New Mexico's Public Education Commission. And today we're going to learn a little more about what that process looked like and what he's up to now as a member of the PEC.
Great. Thank you, Missy. Good to be here with y'all. My name is Alan Brauer, and I'm originally from Western Maryland. I was born and raised on my family's dairy farm there. So farming is really in my blood for sure. I had the chance to come to New Mexico in 2001 as a Teach for America core member, part of the inaugural core year here in New Mexico. And I ended up teaching in Smith Lake, New Mexico on the Navajo Nation, and taught first grade there. It was just like such an amazing experience that really really transformed how I was thinking about what I wanted to do. Most recently, I worked at the Public Education Department as the director of the Charter Schools Division, and then now I work for an organization called One Generation, where we center on larger scale Indigenous initiatives in education and community organizing and computer science, as well as farming. And so we run Indigenous Farmer Training Center for aspiring farmers who are really interested in doing good work in healthy food systems in their local community context.
That's awesome. And I'd love to switch gears and talk about the PEC, or the Public Education Commission. So can you share a little bit about what the PEC does and why you decided to run for a position?
I worked for charter schools in the past, so I've been on that side of the ledger, supporting NACA-inspired schools. When I was at the Public Education Department, I ran the Charter School Division, which is the staff supports for the PEC. And so we work hand in hand with the Charter School Division. So I was in that seat as well. And so I kind of know a little bit about like that process. And so now I'm kind of like closing the trifecta right now, if you will, like to be a PEC member. So now I've been on all three sides of the relationship that we have in terms of authorizing here in New Mexico. What led me to decide to run was just my deep belief in public service, first off. I come from a long line of servant leaders from my family, especially my mom and dad, and they've kind of instilled upon me the importance of, regardless of what station in life you're in, like you have the opportunity to serve others and to provide service to others. And so that's something that has always been part of my experience, especially my Teach for America experience.
So now that you're in the position, tell me a little bit about what you're doing and what you're hoping to accomplish in the near and far terms, and also kind of just broadly speaking, like how you see your work fitting into your hopes for education in New Mexico.
There are a couple different initiatives around level setting opportunities to have facilities for charter schools is like a big thing. Level setting how transportation funding comes into charter schools is another big thing this year that we really want to get clarified and kind of figure out how to make sure that charter schools are treated as equitable as possible in comparison to other district schools. We also want to make sure that our schools, in the more spiritual level, like are just succeeding and are being like really strong places that we can be proud of to send our students.
I'm glad that you are doing that work. Running schools is really complicated, and our students deserve great schools, like you said. So that was my last question for you. Any final things that you want to say before we close out?
If there's anybody out there in the ether that would love to talk more, I'd love to sit down with them, especially folks in New Mexico or other people who might be in charter school space. Like, I'd love to learn from you. And also, if you're interested in running for office or just learning more about what the Public Education Commission does, I'd be happy to connect with folks for sure. So thank you so much for the time.
Yeah, thanks for that offer, and really good to connect. And I look forward to talking to you again soon. Thank you so much, Alan.
Great. Thank you.